Kojima, during his South by Southwest presentation, gave us a 10-minute trailer of Death Stranding 2, complete with a release date. It'll be here in the summer. And like I was saying right before we came back from our break, I was like, man, as I was watching this, I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to pod. So I can say, Tim and Jory, please explain to me why this man is still able to do whatever he wants, because I had no idea what was happening. And I don't want to disrespect. I don't want more people in my comments saying like, "Oh,
listen, honestly, all right." Especially after the fallout of what happened with the Phantom Pain, and he started his own studio. I mean, well, no, actually, no. The studio was already Kojima Productions was always.
I think it was like an LLC, and then it became a studio.
Yeah. Okay. So this is his first major title out the gate. And, this is a second installment of that series. Like, to be honest, I didn't even think it was going to get a part 2. I thought it was just a one and done series. I never played the game because I didn't really like the gameplay of it. Like, I was like, I don't want to play DHL the game. And but I get it. Like, when it comes to his level of storytelling, like, there's a lot of details in it. And maybe when somebody does the breakdown of the video, maybe I will be enlightened. But what I'm looking at right now,
I don't think I need that though.
Yeah,
when y'all was telling me that Metal Gear Solid had 10-minute cutscenes, I'm like, you imagine what that mind is going to be like with no one to tell him no. look.
Honestly, I just he's having fun. He brought in a good, decent cast. Like I said, I mean, if it's weird, it's weird. But like I said, it will be somebody's cup of tea.
I mean, I watched content creators that like the game, that like the first Death Stranding. That they thought that the concept it was trying to achieve, it worked well in that regards. To me, like you said, Tim, I'm like, I don't see how delivering packages as a means of being a metaphor for our needs to have community is my idea of a good time. Want to pick up my controller, so that's why I'm like, I'm not judging it, but I'm like, I just don't see the appeal. Is what I'll say. That's what okay. I don't see the appeal.
I'll say this: like, you got to remember, we want to play a game.
Oh, it's a game.
Yeah, no. It's not a game. It's a simulator. We want to play a game, meaning we want conflict, we want resolve, we want solutions, we want.
I mean, didn't you
a unique experience.
Troy Baker?
Oh no, that's what we see now after the complaints, but that doesn't guarantee anything.
Mm-hmm.
After I'm seeing this puppet moving in 14 frames, starting to talk and do a dance like he's a part of the Backstreet Boys. Once I saw that them girls singing and taking selfies, I say, hey, what am I playing? What am I playing? So
that's why I said y'all explain it to me.
Going back to Death Stranding 2. Like, this game would have been perfect had they like turned it into like a Ghostbusters or drew inspiration from earlier versions of Alan Wake, the first installments, or something from like a science fiction. Maybe it's a little bit like Silent
on the sci-fi end.
It is. No, it's great. But explain some of the gameplay. Like, let there be fun gameplay mechanics unique to.
But I think that's Kojima. That's always been Kojima. Like, you're never really knowing what you're getting until you actually play it.
Yeah. So, from just
remember, like I said, bro, like, this is his first time away from what we are known by traditionally. Like, and when I say traditional, the Metal Gear saga. Like, look how long that saga has lasted. That started from before we were even born to our mid adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question as an outsider who's only played Metal Gear Rise and Revengeance. At what point do we come to the conclusion as a gaming community that Kojima really just wants to make movies? He doesn't want to make video games anymore. That's what I see from the outside looking in.
Once I saw the picture with Jordan Peele,
that's to me, again, as somebody who's like is familiar with his work, but not like a fan to the level that you guys are. I'm like, this is a guy that wants to make movies. His video game days are like,
let him do it. Kojima Productions.
Yeah, let him make movies now and hire other people to make games, and a part of his.
Yeah,
I mean, because we've always been saying, for people who want to do video game adaptations to movie adaptations to video games, he's a perfect contender to do it.
I can't think of anybody better.
Let him do it.
Get his own films off.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he has some of the best trailers ever made.
Yeah, that trailer was beautiful.
And that's why I said when I saw that Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta, I was like, bro, what is this?
Yeah.
What is
You're right.
this?
Death Stranding. I will say to something that Tim has said multiple times, and I'm like, I think this is a good example. I'm like, this trailer was probably one of the first times I was like, this looks like a PS5 game. Like a lot of these games look very cross-gen in these trailers. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way they're getting this on a last-gen console. It's impossible.
Yeah.
30 seconds in, I was like, oh yeah, no.
But I'm gonna get it to support them. I'm gonna buy Death Stranding on Xbox and give it a go. I heard this version, the director's cut, is a better version of the base game. There's way more action, way more fun. So I'll get what I expect out of it.
We'll watch your stream.
For real.
Yeah.
We will support by the stream for sure.
Listen, man. I'm just trying to get everything set up for the stream. The iPad is limited due to it not being able to have the software I'm using at the time. If you hear that Camo Studio, let's talk the app. Let's talk to Apple and let's get something going, because this is what I'm using right now. But with Death Stranding, man, I think he needs an anchor, man. I'm sorry. He needs an anchor.
He needs a
when I say anchor,
editor.
When I say he needs a your editor. He needs whatchamacallit needs to be more, hey, listen, if you add a tail to Raiden, I'm leaving the entire project. You already gave him heals. What are you doing? What are you doing? No,
that was Cyborg Ninjas had.
That was it. That it kind of made sense. Okay, you want to go the Eon Flux route? I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying, with the Bazaar. But at the same time, it wasn't like, yo, is Raiden wearing heels? But then you see how he utilized it is okay. It's like, okay, but you're still gonna add a tail to Raiden. That's
But that's what I mean. Again, that's why I kind of defaulted it to y'all, because I admittedly, and I said it multiple times, I'm not as familiar with his work as you guys are. So to me, when I see it, I'm like, this to me looks like another creative who doesn't have enough people reining them back in. That's all.
Yeah, there's
sometimes you just need someone to be like, hey man, hey. Love the pitch, love the approach. We're just gonna, if we could just dial it back. Like in the acting world, right? When you do an audition, they're always honestly, like, we can see you come down, but we can't get you there. It's
I
hard.
think, a way, to really understand his creative freedom. I really do feel like, there was a lot of hurtful things that happened with the Phantom Pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, since now he's fresh, he's free to do whatever he wants. I think, it's almost like, all right, let me just do this my way. Like, just to say that I had that I did it like fully, no constraints, the budget was there, leave me alone. And I feel like that's what this is. Now, and to be honest, bro, like his level of storytelling is phenomenal. So like I said, bro, when them after movies and when them theory breakdowns happen, maybe it would add light to the full bigger picture.
I don't want that though. I just want to understand it while I'm playing.
There's a place for it, bro.
There is.
It's not for
there
me.
Is, but dog, I want to play a game, fam.
Yeah,
I want to play a game and learn. I want to learn. But Tim, all I'm saying is I want to connect through it while I'm playing. You get what I'm saying? If you're gonna give me extra,
that's what Metal Gear Delta for.
No. Tim, what I'm saying is like what you're saying is great, but that should be stuff that I didn't realize that were hidden gems. It shouldn't mean I just beat this game. I'm gonna go get a video essay to understand what exactly I played and what happened. I don't want to have to do that. Like it was a movie. Like I want to watch it and say, yo, that movie. I understood what Megatron was trying to do, and then I get the video essay. Megatron was trying to do this, but did you notice this? Oh, bravo. I didn't. It should be an add-on. I should not have to depend on a content creator to decipher things that you're
honestly, bro, it's part of the ecosystem now these days, bro. It really is.
I mean, that's
it's
fine.
a half and half. It's a half and
that's
half.
fine. Like, but it's kind of what you said about the whole marketing thing, Tim. It's like I understand the need to use content creators for marketing, but when you depend on them, that it shows in the worst kind of ways. So it's like if I'm depending on these content creators, if I'm depending on these Kojima loyalists to give you all the breakdown of this game I'm about to drop, that's not good, in my opinion. That means you didn't do a good enough job conveying your story.
Yeah. And again, if they're not there anymore, YouTube
right.
laws change, and now you got to pay 10,000 something.
Hey,
I mean,
like I said, bro, it was Death Stranding, and they had a director's cut, and then now it has a part 2. So obviously, it did something right. So that's the way I look at it. So I mean, Jory, enjoy that. Let us know how it is.
For real.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know, man.
I'm like, again, visually, I was very impressed. It's on like Naughty Dog's level of like motion capture. I'm like, this game looks amazing.
No, you have
bar
A1 level of actors. You have wasn't the girl who's in that movie called Substance? Now she was in Death Stranding 1.
Oh. Listen, okay. I know nothing about the first game. When I saw the gameplay, I said, "Oh, well, time to check out." So that's why I'm like, I don't even want to say anything disrespectful. I'm like, I'm saying this from the highest level of ignorance. Of like, I've literally paid no attention to this game outside of the trailers.
So my second question: what do you guys think of Solid Snake entering the game? A pseudo Snake.
I think it's a great thing.
It's typical Kojima, bro.
So he's just playing. He's just playing, right?
To be honest, bro, like many game companies do that. Like they have Easter eggs, like especially when they create in their own universe of games, they have like Easter eggs. Like Naughty Dog does it, Insomniac does it, Sucker Punch does it. Like I remember when I was playing Ghost of Tsushima, they had like, when you was collecting like samurai headbands, there was one like you find hidden somewhere. It's called the Second Son, like Infamous. And then they even had a Sly Cooper armor. So like many game companies have done that. Like once they have their ecosystem, they do that all the time. Now, when I saw like Solid Snake and a tribute to Rex, I was just like,
Yeah.
One of the voice actors is Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I said, "Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here." You know you know what they say? There's a Jay-Z bar for everything. Where he's like, "I heard saying they made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove." Okay, like I'm gonna take back my IP in my own way. You drop your little remaster, and I'm gonna show you a new Snake that's even better than what you guys are doing.
Wow.
And to be honest, bro, I felt like the way how he just did it was so like, it's very creative. It's very, very creative. Like it does give me Power World energy. And that's why I was just laughing so hard, bro. I was like, yo. Because honestly, bro, it's rightfully so, man. Like what happened to the Phantom Pain was very heartbreaking of what we got cut out of. Yeah. Like there was so much more that was meant for that game that would have made it, honestly, a perfect 11 for me. But then the simple fact that y'all cut that.
Yeah, listen, that game, man, that was one of the best prologues I've ever played in my life. And I mean that. That prologue was intense. Insane.
You didn't even know if this part was a cutscene. Oh no, bro! You were supposed to move your controller, fam. Pay attention.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, excuse me.
That was the best prologue I've ever played in my life. Though, like the suspense, the cinematography, and that to this day, that's still one of my favorite games of all time. Like I'm just it's just you're playing it and you get angry while you're playing it. So you're like, I gotta put this down.
Because you know what could have been. It's like a lot of things. They say knowledge is a blessing and a curse, right? The more you know, the more you're just like, So
yeah, like
we'll see, right? I think we'll see if Kojima is able to craft something out of this franchise. Obviously, he has all the passion about it to want to kind of reapproach it again. Like Tim said, this very well could have been a one and done, and he did something else. So there must be some reason why he decided to return to this property, and I hope that it ends up doing well for him. Right? I think I will always champion for someone's creative freedom. I just think he kind of gives me vibes of somebody that like might need an editor that's like, yo, man, nah, just no, we're not dropping the dancing puppet trailer. It's not happening. We're not doing that. You know, like just that's all I gotta say. Just like, hey, man, cut that. Just cut that part. Let's skip to Cell's perfect form like today. We don't need.
While I was watching the trailer, I just said, "Oh, this is Metal Gear Solid Heavy Rain, Death Stranding."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good luck. If he wins an Oscar, we can't say nothing.
Good. He wants to make a movie. Can't say. That's all. Like I said, like let this man make a movie. Let him drop a 6-hour cinematic cutscene film. I'm cool. You know, like clearly this is what you want to do. Low key, high key.